It,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna stop pushing for it. I'm always gonna vote for whoever's promising to keep our schools alive, keep our libraries open,
Oh yeah, for
keep
sure.
the community
Education,
connected.
democracy can't operate without education. It's just never gonna happen.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's
So,
good, brother?
So I'm just hopping in for a little bit. Moga, not Mo, Moga is getting the stream set up for you guys.
nice.
But I'm just here to like help troubleshoot for a little bit because this is their first time streaming in a while.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
I think Moga, I think Discord is currently enabled, so you might want to turn that off for while we're getting set up on the OBS.
Shoot, I just started a boss fight 9 souls. I gotta find a way to pause this.
But I do see the stream.
Okay.
Disable Discord audio source for
Bracket about nothing. Live with your 2 communists.
You know,
Live with your
it's
two
not really a
comments.
secret that, but you know, it's whatever. It's fine.
feeling about the top meta, but honestly, the characters that are consistent out here, I'm looking at King, I'm looking at Jin, I'm looking at a couple Lilies probably. I'm actually looking forward to that Lily because the more I watch her, the more I feel like she is a viable powerhouse. How you feeling about her, Mo?
Yeah, Lily sounds like a super strong pick, especially with sidestep being the dominant form of defense these days. Because nerf backdashes puts Lily in a really good spot. I feel like her competitive viability is really good. You don't see a lot of top players still picking her up. I feel like they're sleeping on her. Should absolutely pick her up. But yeah,
Yep.
in terms of what I think is going to be in the tournament, though, I think that's going to be more of the edgy characters. People just want to play what they find cool, and
Oh
if
yeah,
your character has a mid, has a low, it's viable as far as I'm concerned, because that's the game of Tekken, mids and
it's
lows.
true. It's true. So you're going to be expecting like Brian Dragonov?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Brian's, Dragonov's, Jin's, because he believes in his heart. Always got to have someone who believes in their heart,
that's
and
true.
then you have the waifus like Alyssa. You got the maybe Lily. I haven't seen a Lily so far, but it'd be nice to see somebody pop it out, and do
Yeah,
well with it.
yeah. I was trying to manifest when I said that. I was trying to make these things happen just by saying them out loud.
Oh my goodness, yes. Get the Lily out, take off the shoes, get the Lily out.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
There
whoa,
you
whoa.
go.
The
There you go.
family stream.
You didn't.
Family stream.
It's a family friendly stream. All right, Vin Diesel, calm down.
Oh man. I had a friend in high school whose sister was dating Vin Diesel it was like 15 years ago. Jeez, old.
Oof.
And apparently he's a
What?
really, really sweet guy. Like yeah, plays D&D. Lovely man.
D&D, yeah. What a way to formulate stories, right? But yeah,
Right?
interesting
Absolutely
game.
incredible. And I mean, if I could play D&D with Vin Diesel, I would bloody do it. Oh, looks like we are getting ready to start our
Yes.
first match. Just a quick little check here. We're looking at top 8. We have Eldritch Snail, Fail Ren, Bug At, GPU, Victor Bravo, and Iris. Looks like it's going to be 6 of our players. And then we have one more. I think Chovy Salts is going to be number 7 with Jin Senpai, unfortunately having to drop out here.
It's
So that
unfortunate.
means our first match could be Eldritch Snail and Fail Ren, or Bugette and GPU. We'll see here in just a moment.
Yeah, let's see how this is gonna go down. I'm super excited to see what Tekken is looking like now that it's not necessarily a new game anymore. Because lower ranks always seem to evolve into their own game, and they also start getting better and better as the game's life goes on. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this time around.
That's true. That's a good point because we always think of like the top ranks meta evolving as players get better and all that. But even the beginners, I mean, they learn a lot by watching the top players, so it changes.
Looks like Failren's rocking the Jun. I respect it. I respect it. Difficult character, lots of defensive tools. And then we have the Reyna on the other hand, which is the complete opposite of Jun. Lots of offensive tools to just completely overflood your opponent's mental stack and create openings that way.
We'll bully them forward too, into the high, into the power crush. What's going to happen next? Absolutely. Now, Failrain here, I'm actually recognizing they are a local to Mo and I's community, so gonna try and not sound biased, but I mean, it's hard not to sound biased when there's a really cool sidestep heat engager.
Ouchie. Noticing a lot of combo drops, but it doesn't matter. They'll still get their interactions because it seems like openings need to be created in order to do more launches, which they are going to be.
Forward 2 heat engage from Eldritch Snail, a Reyna classic. Seeing some guessing the part of fail Ren, hitting the duck, getting the block and all that, not getting the punishes, but it's not going to matter, like you said, when they're able to keep out like that and take the round.
Oh yeah, for sure. Lots of knowledge checks come out from Jin players, so you got to be watching out for those. Because if you don't know this matchup, it's going to be really hard for you to know when this string ends, when it begins, and when am I allowed to press a button.
So true. With Jun especially, you saw there at the start of the round, Failrun was using that famous Jun string that ends with the plus on block homing high, and that goes into stance. So if you don't duck that high, you're eating a mix-up.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's their only real way to mix you up as well, because Jin is a character notoriously known for not having lows.
Right. She mostly plays defensive and punishes people for it, the whiff punishes, and the parries just like that, just like we were talking about.
Yeah, that's excellent use of her defensive tools. It's absolutely things you should be looking at. And if opponents get really predictable with their timing, you throw out a parry and it's really difficult to beat for a lot of people, especially in these ranks. And another knowledge check coming out, leading to a launcher.
And we got to give a shout out there to Fail Ren. That's twice now. Starting the round with sidestep left into heat engager after the whiff. Really, really smart, because Reina is a character you want to sidestep left, and able to use that movement at this level, it could be a huge game changer, because it's something that's very hard for people to cope with.
No, that's absolutely correct. This is a game of spacing, and if you're winning the spacing wars, the other person just gets frustrated because they're not even able to touch you.
I was feeling that a bit last night playing against a Huarang. Oh wow, so big, one of them from our local. Just felt like none of my buttons could reach him before he was kicking my butt. And then I end up taking risks and get killed.
He's so good, man. He's so good.
He really is. Alright, so here comes the unblockable. Oh, that was beautiful. There was the whiffed unblockable. Failren tried to whiff punish, but unfortunately missed it.
Oh, look at that. It seems like the knowledge checks are coming out from both sides, eh?
Yeah, that was incredible. You saw it. So Eldritch Snail charged the entire unblockable. Failren tried to parry the unblockable. Unfortunately, was too early because Eldritch Snail held down the charge, causing a punish using that unblockable. It was really cool.
Oh yeah, look at that. And we're seeing Eldritch Snail abuse his plus frames into free damage.
Yeah, that was
into the round.
That was a controlled round for Eldritch Snail. Really, really strong. And yeah, that constant pressure, I mean, what were you going to do? My only option there would have been sidestep, but...
Yeah, but it's super hard to sidestep, especially when you're a new player. It's getting that feel for the step, because you can't really just sidestep in neutral. That doesn't really work, because even if a move is steppable, it will track you if you sidestep at the wrong time. So you have to kind of feel your opponent when they're going to press and then do a mini sidestep to the side. Don't commit to it. That way you're not in danger of getting hit.
That's why when you sidestep, it's sometimes easier to do it out of block stun, because that's like a set timing. The game will buffer the sidestep in. Or, if you're doing it out of neutral, you have to sidestep and then quickly cancel your sidestep into a block. Don't just do a sidestep and hold it. Do a sidestep block, see what happens, sidestep block, kind of experiment with the timing.
Look at that block and a launch, but no combo.
It's still really cool though, because you see they have the reflexes or the instincts. They know I blocked the hell sweep, I gotta get that launch.
Yeah, so one thing I'm not seeing from either players is punishes at all. I've seen Jun and I've seen Reina throw out punishable stuff, it going completely unpunished.
That's going to come down to knowing the other players' characters and knowing when they're actually negative enough to punish.
Okay, nice combo. Now what do we do for the run-up?
Oh, there we go. Adjustment from the last game. Last time, Failren failed to with punish that unblockable. This time, hits the forward two.
He's locked in, man. He's locked in. That's good to see.
Oh, ducks the forward two. Follow up. This could be the round. It is.
You know, Failren actually has a lot of good defensive capabilities, because Jun is just a character that forces you to play defense a lot of the time. And so I can imagine, you know, having to brush up on that stuff, because you can't just keep forcing people in 50-50s.
True, yeah, so actually having to know how to use your parry, when to use it, how to use your movements. Oh, actually got a punish, I believe, on the down forward one string there, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's super interesting to see whenever you roll an infinite stage, how even at lower levels, the game becomes about spacing suddenly.
Tekken just naturally lends itself to that. Like, you start getting pushback on moves, you start using your backdash, and then it just instinctively becomes a game where spacing matters the most.
All right, we're just looking at each other right now, trying to feel each other out.
Stance, and hitting Hell Sweep from stance for the win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, super dangerous, slow, really risky, but, you know, if you notice them not ducking a lot and not knowing where to duck, you can let it rip and get some free damage.
Absolutely. So now we are 1-1. We're going to have one more match here to decide the first two, and this is actually a tight one. I don't know who's going to take this.
Yeah, and a key concept, I believe, in Tekken is 50-50s, right? But one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot, especially for lower level players, is the fact that do you even know you're in a 50-50, right? If you have to guess mid or low, right? A lot of the times it's like that kind of knowledge check that just gets you and you're not able to adapt.
So that's going to be one of the biggest things that experience gives you is the ability to recognize the situation. Because if you don't know that you currently have to make a choice, you're not going to make a choice. The whole point of fighting games is that you make your choices as fast as possible, and you're only able to make them quickly once you're used to being in the situations where they're required.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just like that, whenever Jun goes into her stance with the hell sweep, if you don't know that's the stance and that's gonna do a hell sweep, you're always just gonna be blocking mid, right? Just like right there to close out the round.
Exactly. Exactly. Did you notice there's an incredible whiff punish down Eldritch Snail? I can't let that drop. That was really nice to see. But we saw it too with Failren. There was a forward 2-3 from Reyna. Failren ducked it and then did a hop kick to punish it.
Yeah, super interesting choice, and actually a really optimal one, but
Now, I wasn't
difficult to
sure.
do.
I wasn't sure Jun had a hop kick. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Was that hop kick just like her wallarizing kick or something? And maybe I'm just seeing it wrong.
No, Jun has a hop kick.
Okay. Cool. You would know. You used to beat me up with Jun back when we started this game.
I don't know about beating anybody up with Jun. I'm a wash Jun player, man. Sorry. Don't trust what I say.
I think she looks pretty cool. Those strings are heavy.
Okay,
Oh,
so it
there you
looks like he's trying to force the Genjutsu stance in neutral, but not really panning out for him.
And you see here Eldritch Snail's adapting, using forward 4-2, but instead of going for the high, now using the mid because Failren's been ducking the high. It's a good adaptation for Eldritch Snail.
Oh, you know what? Something really interesting about Belren. He's actually approaching with Genjutsu stance, which is interesting. I've never seen anybody do that. And it doesn't even look that bad.
It looks like it has good range on some of his attacks. Honestly, kind of slowing the game down, forcing Eldritch Snail to like make a decision, or sometimes to like stand back, which when you have the life lead is good.
Oh, look at that with the knowledge check to close out the round. Good game.
My goodness, I saw that starting. I was like, oh my god, are they going to do the second and the third hit? And yep, let it rip. And, at the end of a game, when you've never shown your opponent that option yet, they don't know if you're going to let it rip. It's a great way to just close it out.
Oh yeah, and bit of Jun advice: you don't block those lows. As soon as you even if you get hit by the first one, you can still low parry the second one.
Very good. Very
Get on
important.
that.
Excellent first game of our top 8. I'm quite impressed. Beginners are getting cleaner and cleaner. Their experience is really shining through. I'm proud of these players.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of these fundamental Tekken concepts, albeit at a lower level, but still on display.
Yeah.
Showing us that spacing is really important, and not letting your damage drop is really important. But we still saw a lot of drop combos, which just comes down to practice, and eventually I get really good at it.
100%. Now, that was actually that was a BC elimination. Like, looks like Failren being one of our locals. Eldritch Snail must be from one of the locals near us as well, from what I can tell from the profile.
BC just cannibalizing itself. You hate to see it.
I kind of love it though, because it shows just how much of a lively Tekken scene we have with new blood. Because as much as you want to talk about a Tekken scene being built up of like the old heads who are there all the time playing, you do need fresh players coming in to keep the scene alive. People who are willing to learn and bring that passion in.
That's absolutely right. How else are we going to see the next challenge to Arthur Nash's throne, right?
Exactly. It's not going to come from. It's not going to come from people older than him. It's got to be the new
Oh
players.
yeah. Well, listen, we all got canes now. You know, we're getting dementia, forgetting where we are, even what street we're crossing. You know, we need the young blood to come in.
Mo's hitting me with the personal call out here because he's seen me walking with a cane for the past 3 months. Yeah.
Oh
Every
yeah,
time I rock up to the local that thing, Mo's there going, "Hey, it's Leroy." If I bring my dog, it's even worse. I rock up with a cane and a dog, and Mo's just like biting his tongue, trying not to burst out laughing.
Oh yeah, dude, that Leroy cosplay is 10 out of 10.
All right,
Look at that.
Bug at GPU, and what do you know? Mo was right. There's the Brian.
Edgy character versus meta. Let's see how this pans out.
I love it. I love it.
All right, about this matchup a little bit. I think it's heavily Fang favored because Brian is a character that relies on staying back and waiting for his counter hits to play the game for him. But Fang is the exact opposite. He forces your opponent to make split-second decisions on whether they're going to duck, whether they're going to crouch, whether they're going to stand block, whether they're going to sidestep. So let's see how this pans out.
That's right, he's a poking nightmare. He can hit you with so many plus on hit lows, so many mids that are just absolutely threatening that he can keep pressure going forever. He's an offensive powerhouse that's tough to play against.
Yeah, for sure. And from Brian player, we saw Snake Edge come out and didn't go reactive, so we might see a little bit more Snake Edge gameplay.
We'll see. We'll see. Honestly, even at this level, if you use it too much, it is something that people are going to start figuring out. But oh my goodness, look at this. This is that Fang pressure. When he gets heat, he gets that incredible backflip that allows him to do a huge mix-up, and then that heat dash. Oh, Fang can do so much damage with his heat.
Oh yeah, Bukat knows his plus frames and he's not afraid to use them.
Nice shoulder to close out the round. Check out GPU here. Beautiful Leon cosplay. We got some Resident Evil 4 shoutouts. You gotta love it.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil 4, the classic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like Bukat's entire strategy revolves around relieving pressure using that Fang back one. It is such a hard move to deal with, and you absolutely should be using it if you play Fang.
Yep, and oh, look at that whip punish with the shoulder heat engager right into the classic pressure. Nice throw break, though. Both these players are, they're looking pretty sharp. They are not letting things go unpunished.
Oh yeah, for sure. They know their stuff. You can tell, like, they know when it's their turn, when it's their plus frames, and when they get to be the ones pressing the buttons.
Nice duck by Bukat. Oh, such a close round. He almost had it. The comeback was huge. But yeah, when you have just a chip of life left, it's one mistake and you lose it all.
Oh, the back one connects. That move is so good, especially in situations where it's do or die and you just need to get the other person off of you.
Mm-hmm. Panic buttons like that allow you to just blast through people's things. Honestly, if you're playing against a character that has something like that, what you need to do is you need to recognize it and punish him for it a couple times. Because if you're letting the other player get away with a panic tool in the middle of your offense, you're never going to hear the end of it. You're going to let that person control the pace of the match the whole time.
Oh yeah, and it looks like the lows went unpunished, and they were what led to a round win for Leon. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Brian.
He's such a good cosplay. You can barely recognize him. Yeah, no, that was definitely a situation of those lows acted as chip damage, and GPU was able to just whittle away at Bukat until the end of it.
All right, moving on to the second game. This time we're playing a lot more spacing, and Brian with the counter hit, and that's why you don't want to play spacing against Brian. He has too many good tools to deal with spacing.
Yeah, that 3+4 is incredibly powerful for that. It's got pushback, it's super linear. I mean, that wasn't 3+4 that got sidestepped, but it's a similar problem for Brian's 3+4, where it's an incredible counter hit mid, but man, it can whiff.
Yeah, so it looks like GPU is just trying to approach with slow button, getting caught out with that back one.
It worked at the start of the round, but not for the rest of it.
Oh, you can't be approaching the slow buttons, especially if you suspect your opponent is using a panic tool to get you off of them. Just like that. Look at the mileage Bukat is getting out of his back ones. It's great to see a use of a defensive tool that's not necessarily available to every character.
And GPU is still keeping control of this match. The back ones were powerful and catching there even like not as a counter hit, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. GPU is winning more interactions and getting more damage out of every interaction.
All right, looks like we're just standing back watching what's going to happen. But again, like I said, it's dangerous against Brian because that 3+4.
Yeah, if you're playing as Fang, what you're going to want to do here is find a way to get in and do damage while approaching, exactly like that with your down back 3, or is it down forward 3? The low that is plus on hit, and then going right into your offensive pressure. Down back 3, right, there you go. And look at that, on counter hit, look what it does.
Oh yeah, now he's understood. GPU does not like to block low, and so he's just taking that information and running with it into a round for him.
That is exactly what you want to be doing with this character. If you can get away with it, if you can just keep putting that pressure on, then you are playing Fang correctly. Oh, the Snake Edge though. Was that a counter hit? It looks like it was a counter hit.
No, it was a duck into a stand-up and to not block the Snake Edge.
Delay Snake Edge against the early duck.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. That's a strategy, all right. All right, let Fang come out with more knowledge checks this time. He just wants to close this out, not let GPO get started with his offense. Takes him to the wall. What are we going to see?
Definitely a smart idea. I mean, this is Fang's idea, is don't let GPU get his space. Don't let GPU start putting his big mids, just like that, his back one that goes into plus frames.
It's interesting. Every time he blocks Hatchet, he tries to go for the hop kick punish, but unfortunately, Hatchet kick is not that punishable.
That's right. It's what? It's minus 13.
Yeah, it's minus 13. Kazuya can launch it, but Fang can't launch it.
Right, right. Now with damage optimization, oh no, oh, doesn't matter. He does the soccer kick, the drop combo, catches the tech roll. GPU is gonna take it. That was a tight match, but a clean win.
Yeah, in that exact last moment, we saw how GPU adapted to him ducking on wake up, which he's been doing all game, and so that switch up right at the end caught him by surprise.
That's exactly what you want to do. You want to figure out your opponent's habits, and then you can just blow them up. And when it happens in the last moment of the game, it's so refreshing. It's like, oh my god, he got downloaded.
Oh yeah, for sure. And one thing players I think can do better to work at is not ducking low a lot. And the reason I say that is because the risk reward on ducking lows is not worth it. There's so many powerful mids in this game, and if one of them connects, you lose way more than if you had just taken the low, right? It's like throws in Street Fighter. You just take the throw until it's becoming absurd and it's really predictable. Then you start breaking.
Yep. It's one of those games where you want to hold back more than down back. We're not saying never duck low. If you look at the really good players, they are not afraid to duck low sometimes, but you have to understand when. You have to understand your opponent, figure out why you're ducking low. You can't just be doing it randomly, because if you're just ducking low randomly, like Mo said, you are going to eat a heavy mid.
Yeah, that usually leads to a full combo, and then you end up at the wall for dangerous Oki. Oki that can just end the game right then and there.
Oh, yes. And that's a great thing you mentioned there. That's something players need to be aware or think about more that might not be obvious at the beginning, is that when you get launched, you're not just taking big damage, you're also losing space. And Tekken being a game about movement, when you lose space and end up at the wall, you lose a lot. Suddenly, moves that were easier to escape by just able to backdash situations, those disappear. If you're a bit to the sidewall, you lose the ability to sidestep. It's being at the wall can be incredibly costly for you. So when you get hit by that, you need to start by a combo that carries you to the wall. You need to start thinking about how do you escape from the wall. You use your movement, you fight your way out, all of that.
Look at that. It's Iris, our local Victoria brother in arms. And he's going up
Yo,
against Victor Bravo. Let's see how this turns out.
we were watching a tournament just last night. Nice Shaheen. Let's see what this looks like.
Okay, Lydia is a character I know nothing about. I just hope he doesn't get knowledge checked here. I'm praying for him.
Lydia is interesting. She is famously quite linear, but one thing she can do, she can approach so quickly. Her forward 2 is only 13 frames, minus like the input time, and it puts her into a stance mix-up situation. And that's her forward 1, which on hit and heat, all of that is guaranteed, and it's +6 on block.
Ooh, Iris coming out with a slide, trying to make something happen, but it doesn't pan out, and game 1 goes to Victor Bravo.
Slide is so good for Shaheen. I mean, a low with that kind of range, it's like being able to mix up at that distance gives you so much potential.
Yes, but I will say that you're not ever going to do a max range slide because then it becomes seeable and you're just going to end up at the wall. And like you said, the wall is a dangerous place to be in Tekken. You really don't want to be there.
100%, because look at this. A normal hit suddenly ends up wall sliding and you get all this damage plus a heat engage.
No, that was a counter hit confirmed. It's really good stuff to see from Iris, putting on a strong Shaheen showing.
Yeah, that was solid. That was solid. Oh, nice block on the stance low. Unfortunately, the same stance low this time counter hits and launches for another wall carry combo.
So we're right back at the wall. How are we going to wake up?
Attempted power crush. Unfortunately, the power crush was too late and got beaten out.
Oh, that no punish on the jab string, unfortunately. Look at the counter hit. Same way to close out the round again.
Yep, now has rage and heat. Oh, but gets thrown. I think this is going to be it. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Counter hit throws
A
are
normal
so
throw.
in this game.
Yeah. I don't think that was a counter hit throw. He just didn't react fast enough.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in the middle of the stance offense, but this right here, sidestep into hop kick, great way to catch somebody.
Beautiful combo, getting his max damage out of that situation into a guard break, free damage.
Yeah, did you see what he did for Oki? He did the jumping, the low crush move, and Victor Bravo happened to do a wake-up low kick, so it meant that he went right over it. It was a great call-out in the Oki.
Let's see who takes the final round in this game. So far, both players playing exceptionally well, but Shaheen gets the first heat engager, and the guard break gets stuck this time, though.
Victor Bravo, though, has the 3 metals because Lydia has that metal system where every time she goes into heat and activates her Heaven and Earth stance, her Heaven and Earth stance gets a bit more powerful, and this is actually going to let her do more damage for the rest of the round.
Yeah, so it's a scary situation to be against a character that keeps evolving throughout the game's course.
That's right, that's right. Oh, nice
Oh,
little
no
whip
whip
punish.
punish, unfortunately.
Oh, what a great run-up pressure tool. You can see it looked like Lydia was trying to step a bit there, but you delay the button a bit, and then it realigns and you can track, and that's a great way to finish. Very tight game.
Yeah, Iris understands his Oki and therefore knew that her running move beats a lot of the options players tend to press while getting up, and that leads to a round win for him.
Now, what we're seeing right here is that Lydia's strength, forward 2, into the power crush from stance, into the hell sweep, which allows Lydia to get a lot of damage even without landing a launch.
All right, Iris with the spacing, but gets grabbed, unfortunately. Doesn't check the throw.
This right here, guaranteed damage. It's going to be almost death.
That's so strong. Okay,
With
don't drop the
punish.
combo. Oh, unfortunate. The sidewall
Yes.
messes up the
Sidewalls do
combo.
that. Sidewalls save lives, as they say. Oh, now the 3-hit hopkick always feels like a bit of a knowledge check, because you don't know when that hopkick's going to end.
Right, look at him sneaking the guard break in. That's a really good strategy. And if you get hit by that, that's a full combo.
That's right.
That makes it look strong.
It's an interesting move, too, because the input for that guard break is like a charge input, like Guile's flash kick.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's like the only one in Tekken. It's weird. Now, Victor Bravo, doing solid Lydia work here, but one great thing to keep in mind is that when you're playing Lydia, if you do your 1-2-2 string, the high mid-mid, it's minus 15 on block, so you are taking a risk. One thing you can do in practice is go into practice mode and set the dummy to random block. What you do is you do the 1-2 and only do the last hit if they didn't block. Because if you're always doing the 3 hits, even when they block, you are going to get punished hard, and that can lose you rounds.
Oh yeah, and Iris has been on top of the punishes. I saw him make sure that Victor Bravo doesn't go unpunished whenever he uses something unsafe, which is really nice to see at this level of gameplay.
And it makes you so much more dangerous as a player.
Oh yeah, Victor Bravo trying to keep him in check with the jabs, trying to enforce his 50-50, and he is successful in doing so.
That Heaven and Earth unblockable. You can see that Victor Bravo was using the mid from Heaven and Earth a lot to try and make it less obvious when the high unblockable came out, and I think that is how he made it work. He made it land there by being unpredictable.
Oh, look at that whiff punish on the heat burst. It's such a dangerous option these days. Remember when it used to just crack? You just throw it out whenever you feel slightly threatened, and now you actually have to think about how you use it.
I was thinking about that just last night when I was playing against somebody. It was, it can be a nightmare back in the day where you would just be up there and it was like a get out of jail free card. Your pressure is over.
Oh, no conversion on the float.
Oh,
He goes for the punish and closes it.
Yes. Yeah, Victor Bravo
Really?
tried the hop kick. It's like minus 13, so that was guaranteed damage.
Yeah, really strong showing from Iris, our local Victoria boy.
Shout out to both players. I think this was this was losers round 1. So Iris is going to move on. Victor Bravo, that'll be the end of their run for this tournament. But big shout out, their Lydia is looking strong. My bit of advice is exactly that. Go into the lab and practice hit confirming 1-2-2 so that you're not just using all the time, because you didn't get launch punished this time, but you did get jab punished a lot, and you took a good bit of damage from that. Otherwise, though, I mean, correct idea. Forward 2 into the mix-ups. Go low. Go for power crush. Keep changing it up. End up fantastic hit confirms with your Lydia. You're doing the while running 1 in heat into the Heaven and Earth spike into the down 1+2. It's massive damage for a +6 on block high. Like, that is a move you've got to abuse if you can make it work like that. So really, really good work.
I definitely agree with all of that assessment.
Oh, one other thought is Lydia's down 3-1-2. Solid move. I saw Victor Bravo using it at the wall because it's a low, and when it counter hits, all 3 hits are guaranteed, and it wall splats, allowing you a massive combo for like 70 damage off a low. The thing about it is, it's a low, high. So if you let all 3 moves rip, it's just like 1-2-2. People will duck you and launch you. So go into the lab and practice counter hit confirming it. Only do the first 2 hits unless you land a counter hit.
All right, it looks like our next match is going to be someone we already watched. Well, I don't know if we've seen Zisty, but we definitely did see Eldritch Snail.
Now, we've seen
I
Zisty in the past.
We've seen Zisty. I recognize that name. I recognize that name.
Yep. Zisty has been here for previous Bracket About Nothing tournaments. Coming in, let's see, there was 5th place at the Bracket About Nothing number 6. So that was just last time. Yeah, so we saw Zisty as recently as last month.
Okay, so this is definitely going to be a match to watch out for because if they've been here before, that means they might have improved now. So I am stoked to see what kind of game plans we're going to see out of Zisty this time around, since we've already seen some gameplay from them. And it's interesting to always compare someone's Tekken tournament, see how far they've come from where they were before.
You're 100% right on that, because if you've been in a tournament before, tournament experience is like you have ranked experience, you have player match experience, but experience in tournament where things are actually on the line counts as like, I don't know, maybe 5 times more experience than other things. It's real. So the fact that he's played in tournaments before, it's going to be very, very useful here.
The nerves and the mind games that you have to play during tournaments is something that sets you up to be more calm and composed in the next set of fights you're going to take as a Tekken player.
Yeah.
Get ready for the next battle.
100%. And my favorite thing about Zisty, as you send a player.
Yeah, as we sign up player, you love to see it. Let's see if we've learned any new tech this time around.
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay, Eldritch Snail versus Isty. Let's go.
As you said, Reina is an interesting matchup because Reina's a pressure character, right? And as you said, it has some crazy panic tools. But one big thing As You Said is all about is the mental frames. As You Said has got a lot of ways to go into stance that are based on dropping strings halfway through. So against a pressure character, that can be a little risky if that pressure character decides to mash. But honestly, I think the payoff's worth it.
We'll just have to see how it plays out. All right, start of the first round. What are we gonna do?
Run up jab, love it.
Oh, Zesty with the no punish on Reina down forward 1-2.
Full wall carries. This is a very small stage. It does happen like that. But look at that. Locks the hell sweep and punishes with a while standing 3, which is a real punish, but it gives up the combo launch for instead having a stance mix up at plus 60.
Yeah, and at these ranks, you absolutely should be looking out for these big lows because that's a lot of free damage to not be taking, leading to Eldritch Snails just taking the round because that damage got left on the table.
Yep. Yeah, it can make a huge difference. It could be the difference between winning and losing.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Eldritch Snail is just an Ultra Instinct right now, blocking everything Zisty's throwing at him, but no punishes, unfortunately.
No punishes, but able to completely cancel out the offense. And you saw Zisty kind of just had to stop for a second going, how do I get through this? Oh, delayed 4-3 for the knockdown. That's actually pretty solid for As You Send up because it gives her a lot of plus range to work with. But there you go. Gets ducked, gets punished for it.
Yeah, Eldritch Snail is just playing out of his mind with Ultra Instinct fully on, knowing what Zisty's going to do and countering it with the appropriate moves.
Yeah, if your opponent is just knowing what you're doing ahead of time, it doesn't matter what level you're at, you just can't play.
All right, nice little spacing trap from Zisty to get Eldritch Snail to the corner. Let's see if he can retain this position and push him further in.
Looks like there was a small mistake there. I saw Zisty do the backflip. You never want to do the backflip As You Said. I got hit out of it. And look at this punish for that.
Ouch.
You lost all that wall positioning. You still gets the heat smash. So this is actually still a tight match.
So Eldritch Snails looks to be somebody who really likes to play spacing. He's just going to be patient, stand in your face just like a foot length away, and just wait for you to press buttons and hit you with a fast one.
Yeah, waiting to whiff punish, which is a smart way to play, but it does mean that if you see your opponent delaying that much, you have time to run up, close the distance, and then just do a point-blank mix-up on them.
Yeah, but again, especially against somebody a little bit more well-versed in those types of situations, it's not really going to pan out for you because you're going to get hit by keep out. But you know that's stuff that comes on later. And for now, it's good. Honestly, I feel like whip punishing alone as a concept can take you so far in Tekken.
Yeah, absolutely. It's extremely useful. It teaches you to have reflexes and oh, that little sequence right there all started from blocking a hell sweep and not launching and instead going into the stance and then just mixing up mid-low, mid-low. And we were saying Eldritch Snail was an Ultra Instinct before, but that time, unfortunately, Eldritch Snail guessed wrong on every single mix-up.
Yeah, he got stuck in a bit of a quagmire, especially against Azucena, which you have to know when you're in a 50-50, right? To know when to even duck.
That's right, and oh, I think this is going to take it. That was an incredible forward 2 heat engager just right into Heat Smash.
Into the 4 golden letters. That's some good gameplay by Eldritch Snail. Let's see if Zisty is apps. I'm rooting for him, man. I want to see some more of the Peruvian dancing going on.
I think this match could still go either way. That was 5 rounds, so they were 1 round away each from winning, and I think they both have the ability here to take it over each other. So honestly, I'm not making any bets. I'm not making any calls. It's anyone's game.
All right, let's start game 2. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, he tried to go for the low grab, but just out of range. Like I said, Eldritch Snail really likes to play around with the spacing.
Yep, and that low grab is tricky to use because it has a really weird hitbox. You really have to just get point blank if you're going to make that low work. And I love it as a low, but you have to be right up in their face.
All right, Zisty trying to go into his 50-50 stances, but looks like this time it's going to pan out for him.
Could have got a bit more damage off that forward 3+4 if they'd done stance 1+2, but still working out for them.
Okay, you see how Eldritch Snail actually challenges the Heat Burst hit, knowing that it's not that plus, so he can challenge it, but unfortunately got clipped by the move that came right after.
It is honestly a good idea to do once in a while. Because that Heat Burst is what, +2 on hit, +1 on block? It's not that much.
Oh yeah, for sure. And look at that, Eldritch Snail coming out with the Oki, getting his guaranteed hit if the other person presses a button, and he did indeed press, and now we're at the wall and taking Reina pressure.
That's a guaranteed. Oh, didn't finish the punish though, so not finish the round.
Yeah, learning hit confirms is such an important skill to have in Tekken, especially because a lot of these hit confirmable moves lead to some really good rewards, but if you don't hit confirm them, they can get you killed.
Big drop there on the Rage Art. Zisty could have launched Reina for that Rage Art, but instead chose to Heat Burst, which is 20 frames, so it's not an actual punish, and lost the round from it.
So it looks like Zisty is going for a lot of these jabs to get the +1 advantage and try to force a 50-50 from right there. But as I said, Eldritch Snail really likes to backdash and play around with spacing, so he's not falling for those frame traps.
One thing I'm noticing is Zisty is maybe a little risk averse because Zisty has not tried a single hell sweep from stance yet, only the hatchet kick. And I'm thinking it could work. That low there just worked, but it's up to you what you want to risk.
Oh, unfortunately, Eldritch Snail just being a little too patient to take that round.
Yeah, and Eldritch Snail not letting that Rage Art go unpunished. That is what you have to do when you want to win.
Zisty really likes playing around with those jabs, but one thing you gotta understand is, especially against an opponent that likes to go back and backdash, is they're gonna whiff, and then you're gonna end up in a bad situation exactly like this one.
Yep. And amazingly, for Azucena, in that stance, the jab has pretty short range. The hell sweep from that stance has incredibly, like, stupidly long range. And so does Lib 2.
Right, combo drop. Well, we see a comeback from Zisty.
Oh, finishes the string. It's unsafe, but... Oh! Gets the counter hit throw!
Wow, that was beautiful. Incredible.
Very well done. That's something I like a lot when we're watching Zisty here, and something I was thinking about in our previous matches is a lot of characters have throws that side swap and throws that keep them in the same position. And one thing we saw when we were watching Lydia play was that they accidentally used the side swap throw at the wall and lost their wall position. Zisty, meanwhile, here, when Zisty got to the wall, used Azucena's linear throw that doesn't side swap. She only has one. She has 3 throws. Only one of her throws doesn't side swap. And she used that to maintain her wall position, which is very important.
Oh, and the sidestep slap coming in clutch, leading to a full combo into game, and Zisty takes it to game 3.
Wow. Fantastic. You don't see up forward too much from Azucena, do you?
No, unfortunately you don't, but that slap just hit exactly right and, won him the round.
It was solid. It was solid. Very well done on that. Something to keep in mind on this stage, because it is a floor break stage, when you get a launch with that, you can extend your combo more by breaking the floor first. It wasn't needed there. You still won the round, but just keep that in mind. Down one, exactly. Moves like that to try and spike the floor are very useful when you launch someone here.
Look at that. It's party time for Zesty. He's trying to bait Eldritch Snail in, but he's not falling for it.
That's the idea. Once again, using that throw to maintain the wall position.
Okay, we're going into Jim Jab gameplay into the throw. He's noticed that throws are working even if they're normal, and Eldritch Snail is having a tough time dealing with them. Takes round one.
But look at that, Eldritch Snail using Reyna's down 4-2. I think Reyna's down 4-2 might be one of the longest range down 4-2s in the game. A great tool to use.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, and she can cancel into her other stances too to force you to think about pressing after down forward one.
So good, so good.
Okay, and not having the pressure, just power crushing out of it. But you got to be careful because this team's going for a lot of those stance lows.
Yes, and unfortunately, as you said, his stance can automatically parry those lows, so when Eldritch Snail tried to dick jab, got punished for it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And looks like Visti's game plan to just jab at his opponent is starting to pan out a little bit, but gets caught out by the hop kick this time around because it does sometimes crush highs, which is, I know, dumb, but happens.
It happens, right, that's right, it's crazy. Oh man, Eldritch Snail is getting some work on Oki out of doing the full charge guard break attack. It can be tough to deal with. Trying to sidestep it on time, it's a tricky setup.
Oh yeah, you have to know which move hit low grounded in order to deal with that. Otherwise, everything else is gonna whiff, even some mids.
Exactly, you're gonna run up and you're gonna try and punish it, and she's gonna go right under you and be like, why am I hit?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to game three. Zesty with a comeback. Incredible. Let's see how he uses stance pressure here to deal with this.
Oh, forward 2-3, gets the heat engaged, ducks the electric. Zesty back in control, but that hop kick is gonna turn the game around, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is why I say use a lot more mids, because players for some reason really like to duck in this game, even though it's so high risk. So I'd say just spam the ever-living hell out of your mids. That's going to take you far.
This could be it. This could be the finish. If yes, the combo's not dropped, and Zesty's gonna take it over Eldritch Snail 2-1.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I at first it looked like Zesty was just, or Eldritch Snail was just an Ultra Instinct, but as soon as game 2 started, Zesty made some adjustments, was able to capitalize on some of the openings Eldritch Snail was giving him by backing up so much.
Zesty started playing with some really small moves, like you were saying, run up jab, a lot of just small pressure attacks to have little bits of plus frames, and it looked like Eldritch Snail eventually got impatient and started looking for their damage more than they should, and end up getting counter hits, thrown out of it. So it's an interesting lesson in how you can shrink down your Tekken until you frustrate your opponent and force them to make mistakes.
For sure, for sure.
All right, we are looking at. Oh, I want to give a shout out too to Eldritch Snail and hope you come back next time because that was on the loser side, so we're saying goodbye to them. But shout out for that showing. Your Reina is looking strong. I was very impressed with how you played it, especially against that Jun earlier. You definitely are welcome back next time. We are going to spectate next. Let's see here. I'm trying to check in on the bracket. It looks like I see GPU there. I believe, is that GPU on the machine? Because it looks like the bracket has accidentally marked them as disqualified, which might not be correct. And I just want to check in with the tournament organizers to make sure we know what's going on.
Get ready for the next
Set an
battle.
update when we know what's up with that. All right, here we go. On to our next match. We are looking at Iris versus Bukat, I believe. Yes. Bukat is playing the Fang, Iris the Shaheen. Now, we saw earlier, Bukat's ability to make Fang's pressure work is pretty solid. Of course, Fang being a character that can party so hard, my suggestion is just do it more, and then when your party is over, end with that back one, because so many people get caught by it, just like we saw here. For Iris, the tactics here with Shaheen, I mean, Shaheen, ridiculous mix-up with your slides. So same thing. Defend and then put your pressure on as soon as you see an opening. Just go nuts.
I'm seeing so many snake edges coming out from Bukat this time around.
And this time, it looked like that snake edge actually went under a high, so it was a great way to kind of just like answer when you know your opponent is about to take their turn. Just hit your panic button and punish them for it. Oh,
Look at Iris just go for those guard breaks, winning him the round. Good stuff.
if it works, I mean, why not? Why not do it again, right? That guard break loop was sick. It was disgusting. I loved it.
Yeah, that's just fighting game fundamentals, knowing your opponent and knowing they're not going to duck.
100% that, because that is how you have to beat that guard break. It is a high, you have to duck it. Oh, sidestep hop kick.
Love to see Iris putting on a really good showing, especially of Tekken fundamentals, whip punishing, knowing your opponent, knowing when they're going to duck, when they're not going to duck. And he still refuses to duck. Oh my god, the cojones on God.
Yeah. Iris lost his nerve for a second and did not do another guard break because he figured he would duck, and yeah, he still did not duck.
Yeah, so it seems like Bukat is having a hard time dealing with Shaheen's game plan of doing down forward one into a high crushing move. And that's just letting Iris get in for free.
But turnabout, of course, is fair play because similarly, we see Bukat do the same sort of thing, doing a mids into a back one, something like that. Whenever he feels like Iris is going to have his turn, but with only small frame advantage, he will do a back one.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. That's a major move he uses to relieve pressure off himself and get his turn back. But right now, Iris not biting on the back ones. He did block the slide, but unfortunately no punish. It's a very specific punish on the slide, and I recommend everybody to go lab those types of punishes because they're floats and not exactly like launches.
That's right, they're a unique type of combo. You need to know your character's specific slide punish. It's not your regular combo.
All right, what's the mix?
Oh, the small back sway on the heat smash allows Bukat to dodge out of Iris's pressure and win the round.
Yeah, and there's so many interesting interactions like that in Tekken, and you're just never expecting them, even if you've been playing this game for years.
It's good to know what moves of yours like will shift your character evasively a little bit, so that you can use them to kind of steal rounds like that, you know?
Look at that, Iris just taking full advantage of his plus frames, not letting Bukat press any buttons.
It's incredible. Like, this is full pressure gameplay. Look how much damage Iris got just by putting it on and forcing his opponent to take those hits. And look at that, punishes the Rage Art. That was a total Iris round.
Yeah, that was great to see. I'm really impressed by some of the fundamentals I've seen on display here today. He's whip punished a lot with hop kick. He's just taking his frames and running with it and putting Bukat in a bad situation where he doesn't know what to press.
100%, but of course you can't count Bukat out because we've seen Bukat's ability when his offense gets started to really just keep it going and get that damage. It's similar. It's like both of them have a slightly similar game plan. Who gets to execute on it first here?
Oh yeah, and I think Bukat should absolutely be going for more of those snake edges because Iris was having a tough time dealing with it. And in tournament, everything goes, okay? If you can rob your opponent, you go rob them with a snake edge, even if it's reactive, it doesn't matter.
And see what happened here. That entire round end started up when Bukat tried shoulder. It whiffed, and Iris was ready with a down forward 2 to punish it. It's true. Shoulder is a fast move. It's a good panic move, but it's not very long range. You have to be careful.
And it's launch punishable, so you don't really want to be throwing it out like that, and especially against more skilled players. They're going to block it, and they're going to make you pay for throwing that out in neutral.
It's true that as soon as we say that, he lands it as a heat engager, but no, keep in mind, it's minus 16, guys. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's too much of a risk to be taking on a field where you don't really know when your opponent's going to press exactly.
That's right, that's right. Couple things I'm thinking about with Fang right now that Fang can do really well. We were talking about those lows earlier for plus frames, but there's another nasty move Fang has access to. You were mentioning Snake Edge? It's the Snake Edge from sidestep that I hate from Fang. It catches me so often because it's so fast. It does come out of a sidestep, but you can do multiple things out of a sidestep, so it's a true mix-up.
You are absolutely right. It's too fast to be able to react to it, and gives you a full combo, putting you in an advantageous position right next to the wall where Fang thrives. So you definitely want to be using that sidestep sweep.
Yeah, the risk reward on it is so good for Fang.
Okay, it looks like Bukat is trying to go into plus friends into a straight launcher, but again, risky options if the other person's sharp and punishes. But so far, nothing too terribly punishing has happened yet.
Another thing you can see there that is good to learn that will probably come with experience is don't spend your heat immediately if you don't have to. You don't
Yeah,
want
heat is
that.
a vital resource. Changes some characters' game plan, so you really got to be, watching out for how much that bar is going down and how fast it's going down. Like, for example, Shaheen right there with a guard break out of his heat.
Yep. You see how useful it is. He was able to do that twice in a row, knowing that Bukat was not going to duck because Bukat never ducked it in any of the other rounds, and that knowledge is going to be enough to take the game.
Yeah, and as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it's working, you keep doing it over and over and over again until, of course, the next time when your opponent's frustrated enough and goes into the lab to see how to beat it, then you might have to stop doing it. But for now, it's getting you the dub. So, keep going with it and keep pressing those buttons.
100% accurate, 100% accurate. Still, very good game. Looking forward to the next time we see Bukat, and want to see if they learn to use that sidestep low or Fang's famous nonsense tool, Kempo Step.
Kempo step is so strong, especially any form of forward backward movements that gives you really massive amounts of space because backdashing in Tekken 8 is nerfed. Characters like Steve and Fang can still take advantage of that by having a stance that backdashes that extends the backdash for them, making openings that other characters don't have access to.
That's right, so you can create with punishes, and Kempo Step has access to a bunch. It's a stance that has a bunch of moves out of it that can really make a whiff valuable for you. Launch people, you can knock them down. You can even poke with lows out of Kempo Step, right? So if the person is like blocking, expecting you to do something, you can use Kempo Step and pressure. It's really, really good.
Oh yeah, it's so difficult to deal with, and it just creates that much of a burden on the other person's mental stack, which is a term you don't really hear in Tekken, but it absolutely is a real thing, especially when you're playing against characters that rely on their knowledge checks, like Jun, Naraska. They can really overflow your mental stack with the amount of moves you have to worry about and make you really be looking out for too much. That way, you're not really looking out for anything at that point.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it is such a real thing. It's the reason why throws are the way they are in Tekken. Because throws are reactable, but no one can react to every single throw because of the mental stack. At one point, you are going to be overloaded, and a throw is going to come through, even at the top level.
That's absolutely correct. So this looks like we're moving on to our next match, and I didn't catch the names. Oh, it's Failren again with the
Failure
Jun.
against GPU. This is going to be winners final, so it's a first to three.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Leon versus the classic Jun with no drip on.
That's right.
Let's see
That's
how
right.
this goes on.
The leather coat versus the Hekama.
Yeah, leather coat versus the Hekama.
And then winner of this goes on to grand finals in the tournament. I think now Failren has been in one of these tournaments before. They were there last time, or they've been in two of these tournaments before.
Hmm.
No, they haven't. They missed it last time. That's what it was. They weren't able to make it. So this is actually their first showing here, and I think it's the same thing for GPU. So this could be a winners finals populated by people who are new to our tournament, which is exciting.
All right, the Chipotle drip versus the classic. Let's see who
No!
comes out on top.
We lost the Leon cosplay and replaced it instead with corporate sponsorship. Seijan would be proud.
Seijan would be proud. Chipotle away at the Jun.
You know, I've never actually eaten a Chipotle, but we have one in town now. It just opened this month. Maybe I should try.
Yeah. Well, I've heard. I don't know how it is, but
So, what should I do? What should I do when I go? I hear something about the carne asada, and then should I get the extra guac or?
I mean, always go for the guac, man. I don't know. You can't really go wrong with guac.
Good call. Good call.
Okay, it looks like we're already on 1 health, but catches him with a heat engager. Can you make something happen here? Unfortunately, the back one closes it out.
Yeah, a tough break of the last interaction, but Mo, that's exactly what you noticed Failren was doing earlier. That heat engager was from stance. Failren's doing stance at full screen to dare people to approach, and then just pressing a keep out button and catching them coming in, and it's working.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that move is -40, so please. Don't make that a hat. It's -40. I'm not kidding you. You can run up at her and then launch her.
Okay, that's tough to know. Like the mid heat engager, -40.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a really weird move.
Good to know.
Okay, so we're seeing a lot of low parries coming out of GPU, and looks like Philren is being too predictable with his game plan, allowing GPU to get those low parries. Let's see if we see any adaptations in the next game.
It's a pretty quick 3-0 right there. So yeah, Philren's gonna have to make something happen. Find a way to, I don't know, get into stance, make a mix up, maybe sidestep some more, and find a way to punish, because that was an aggressive Brian, and that aggressive Brian kind of ran the show.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, game 2 coming up. Let's see if we see any adaptations from Philren.
A lot of patience so far, doing strings, but not going into the stance mix up.
Oh, missed an opportunity for a whiff punish, but that's okay. He gets in anyways to get his chip damage in.
Ending the string with a mid, and looks like he caught GPU ducking or pressing, which is good.
Oh, the Genjutsu stance being used. That's an interesting way to use that stance. I've never really seen anybody use it like that.
Yeah, Philren's giving us something to think about with that, using the stance as a keep out taunt, basically.
Ouch, the heat smash just breaks through the armor. You could just hear the glass shatter
Yeah.
as that move connected.
But that was a strong round for both players, though. That could have been anyone's game.
Oh, no punish on the Brian string. Okay, so it seems like GPU is just overwhelming Philren with a flurry of attacks that are sometimes plus and sometimes minus. It looks like Philren is having trouble deciphering which is which.
Yeah, and where their turn is, absolutely.
Mm.
Honestly, it's going to come down here to, I think, who can take control of this round first by putting their offense, who gets the first hit, because from there, we can see these players just run a train of offense afterwards, just like this.
Look at those low parries. GPU showing Philren that he is sharp. He's not gonna let him get away with throwing out safe lows from as a get-up option. No way.
Oh, catch some airborne, but Philren's down to 1 hit, so he's got to play carefully here, but can still manage it.
Okay, he's
Maybe
healing
just
up his health.
Oh, nope. Wasn't
Yeah,
enough.
so Philren was trying to bait him in by threatening the heal on her backsway stance, but it just the moves weren't fast enough to come out of it for it to be used as keep out.
That's right. Sometimes you just got to launch them a little preemptively, launch them earlier, but that's okay. It's the first of 3, so that's not the end of it. We still have to play a game on another stage while the game resets here, because on these machines, you're only able to play a first of 2 before it shuffles stages, but that's all good.
Yeah. So Philren definitely needs to start noticing the fact that he is just low pairing all his get up options and make an adjustment in that sense. It could be a round winner for him if he just gets
Hold
that
on,
in.
GPU is running off, but the game's not over. 1 second here. Someone give GPU a shout and let them know that they still have more matches to play.
For sure, it can be super confusing, especially because the machine's only allow you to play a 3, and so they might even not be aware this is a winners finals match where we have to play a best of 5 instead of a 3.
Let's see if we can get a hold of them and let them know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. We can't rob Philren like that. He's still got his shot, you know. He can still make a comeback if he wants to see it happen.
That's right. Okay, we put the message out. We'll just wait a second for GPU to come back whenever they're ready.
All right, sounds good. I wonder what the thought process the devs had behind changing the layout of the lounge machines.
Yeah, so they took away the group stage. I think they were thinking that people wanted more one-on-one matches.
Huh. That's interesting because it was just like a layout change. It doesn't really affect anything. Just makes it that much more of a walk to the group machines at the back.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, with the group machines no longer being like visible, you don't see as many people on them anymore. So I don't know. Okay, looks like we're getting ready for the next game. We're setting back up for it.
We're back.
We're back. Let it load up. So yeah, adaptation this time around. Honestly, like you were saying, it's tough for Jun to get into offense. She's a very defensive character, but honestly, that's kind of what we think of Brian as well, right? Brian is a counter hit character who wants those setups, those sidestep punishes, those keep out buttons. And
Yeah.
I mean, Jun was here able to make Brian work as an offensive character. So Failran's just got to do the same with Jun.
Yeah, it's just that Brian has a lot of those easy to use plus frame moves whenever you're away from your opponent, where he can just press back one and have frames and put the other person in a 50-50, right? Whereas Jun doesn't really have anything like that in neutral that's super plus and uninterruptible. He does have plus frame moves, but they're risky because they're highs, whereas Brian's back one is just a mid, and you have to deal with that as soon as you're far away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you get some space from him or any of that, you have to keep in mind that he can push you out 3+4. He can roll up and just back one and just keep his offense going. It's yeah, different beast.
All right, let's see if Failren takes away that 6-win streak GPU's got going on.
It's a good start for GPU, going straight into the string to the throw, but Failren here, starting to push buttons, starting to see some signs of life. Getting a parry too as soon as GPU is running his offense.
This is the classic low-level strat. Do a punishable move into mash.
Hey, if it works, I'm not gonna knock it.
Fair
Snake
enough.
Edge.
The Snake Edge should be doing that a lot more. Oh, and he fought exactly that.
Oh no! Snake Edge got punished, but unfortunately not with a launch, and then GPU blocks the Hell Sweep, and he gets a launch. That makes the
GPU
difference.
just pulling out that Ultra Instinct in those last few seconds to take the round.
Quarter circle back one from Brian. It's so plus. It is a strong approach move right now. Man, what a nightmare to deal with.
Oh yeah, it is. It is so strong. It's basically an electric with how plus it is, and how often Brian players throw that out. I mean, he kind of needed it as a way to get out of my face tool, but still pretty. It loses the evasion though, so Brian still struggles against characters that have a lot of evasion.
Right. Oh, there it is, Snake Edge again, knowing that Failren has not been reacting to that Snake Edge every single time, so why not abuse it, right?
Tekken is a game about robbery, and you should absolutely abuse what you know your opponent doesn't know how to deal with.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Can't break throws, do the throw. Can't block the Snake Edge, just do it.
Just do it.
I'm expecting another quarter circle back one, another hatchet kick here. Oh, no, a 10 string.
Now, if you've noticed that they aren't low pairing the second hit of that 10 string, the 3 lows that come out first, you should absolutely be using those more, and baits out the move into Rage Art.
Yeah, this is going to be it. That was a classic tactic. Just stand still, wait for them to push a button. That was, oh man, that's tough. But it is a hell of a good play by GPU. I mean, that's how you win it. That is how you do it.
Amazing showing by GPU, and Failren put on a really good showing as well. We hope to see him again next time, and I want to see some of that Jun improvement, more defensive play, and some more punishes. I saw a lot of moves go unpunished, and if you can get that down, there's a lot more ways for you to take your turn rather than just your opponent doing stuff to you.
And you can't be afraid when you're playing. You can't be afraid to approach your opponent sometimes. Just close the distance and do something. Close the distance and make something happen. So you see a lot of players at this level, they prefer playing at like range 5 or 6 because they know as soon as they get into range 3 and 2 that they might get clipped by a button. And so a lot of them will just stand back until the fight is brought to them. And at some point, you have to just get comfortable walking up and making your offense happen.
That and playing keep out appropriately. Now, Genjutsu is an interesting stance to go into as a keep out tool where you just, she stands back with her arms on the side and starts healing up. But, only options you have out of the stance is a mid that's minus a billion and then highs and lows. So I'd suggest using her down forward 4 as a better keep out, which Jin also has and Jun also has because,
Yes.
mom and son. And that's a way better keep out tool.
It's fantastic. It has incredible range, and it's a counter hit launcher for Jin. With Jun, is it a counter hit like knockdown, or is it a full launch as well?
it's a full launch. I mean, she needs it with the lack of her lows, and Jin has those lows, so Jun needs it even more. I think Jin should just be a knockdown, but it
Fair
is what it
enough.
is.
But the long range on those buttons makes them famous. It's the Kazama right leg of doom, basically.
Oh
Really
yeah, I
strong.
couldn't have said it any better.
All right, we're setting up here. I think we're seeing Iris versus Zisti in Lucha's semifinals. So we're just waiting up on that setup, and we will find out who's playing. Until then, though, I'm thinking back to Jun as a character that we have not seen since, I guess, Tekken Tag 2, but in the mainline Tekken, we haven't seen her since Tekken 3, right? So it's been a
Oof.
long, long time. How do you feel about this version they brought back for Tekken 8, Mo?
I feel now I can't say for the other versions of Jin because I don't have much experience with those versions, but for this version, she feels like incredible in the hands of somebody who is not human and is a computer and just knows exactly what you're gonna do and his reactions are on point. But for the average Joe, she feels tough to play because Tekken, in its simplest form, is a game about mids and lows, and when you don't have good lows you're gonna struggle to open people up.
That's true. Because if you're fighting a patient player and you don't have lows to chip away at them and make them worried about their health bar, you've got to take other kinds of risks. You got to kind of just run up mid, sidestep, all kinds of things. You're going to get yourself caught. So it does make it a bit of a tougher game. Does she have though any unbreakable throws from her stances?
No, none of them are unbreakable. They're all
Okay,
techable. Just
so
really
she
fast though, but all techable.
got it. Okay, so she mostly wants to rely on stance for her big low. It's stance hell sweep, isn't it?
No, funny enough, you really actually don't want to be using the hell sweep. What you opt for instead is not ever going into that stance and doing the other stance where the low is a lot safer.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, and that's why at the highest level you never see a Jun ever use that hell sweep ever. It's too much of a risk for what you get for it.
Yeah, yeah, I feel ya. One interesting strategy, though, something that I kind of would get a kick out of seeing people try, is when your opponent's playing passively, giving you space. If you're playing a character like Jun, run up, and the button you press is you just run up and get into stance in their face, and then just mix them up. Because when you don't
Now
care,
Now you see there's another layer to why that hell sweep is bad, which I didn't talk about, which is it comes out of a stance and you cannot vary the timing of it. And so if your opponent just learns to fuzzy duck those
uh,
options, they are never getting hit by that hell sweep ever. And you're
so
just
that's one of
eating
those
a
stances
kilo.
where like you cannot wait in the stance. It's one of those transitional stances.
Yeah, you can't wait and
Yeah,
you can't delay your timing, so you're stuck doing a move at the exact same time.
yeah, that makes it a bad stance. It's really rough to have those kind of like snake dashes and stuff like that. They're less stances and more like special movements that just add a lot of they add a lot of startup to a move. Basically, is all they are. Versus something like as you said, is 4-3+4. She can just stand there and wait. And so if you have an opponent who's super passive, you run up, you enter stance in their face, and you just stand there and wait, and then boom, do something. Because I get so much work out of that. Like Sin has a great forward three, which forces her into stance, and I'll do it to people and then you're at -4 on block, but I will straight up just stand there for a second and then let it rip with stance offense in their face. Because when an opponent's being
Yeah.
patient, trying to wait for something to block or wait for something to whiff punish, you got time to walk up and do that.
Yes, Tekken is a game about varying your timing and varying your offense because moves come out at different times. And a concept known as fuzzy guarding, where you hold block and then you flash duck at a certain frame range. If you are able to do that consistently versus some certain characters, you can completely shut down their game plan. Unfortunately for Jun, with the way how linear her stance is and how you have to make the lows come out at exactly the time that you have when you get into stance, it makes her super telegraphed and easy to counter.
Yep, 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 yep. But the counter, of course, to fuzzy ducking is change your timing, delay stuff.
Yeah, and when you don't have the option to delay, it just makes that stance very bad,
Yep,
unfortunately.
such is life.
Such is life. All right, looks like we're moving on to the grand finals. How you feeling about the Shaheen versus Brian matchup?
So I'm thinking in this case, I want to give it to Shaheen, Brian is a solid character, good pressure in the hands of is it GPU today, but generally is a defensive character. And the way ours has been playing Shaheen, it's just been a nightmare of just looping lows, guard break highs, power mid. So I kind of think like it might be hard to deal with. Although, hold on, I'm just checking here. We're not quite grand finals yet. It's not GPU versus Iris. What we're looking at is Iris versus Zisti first, I think. We just had a little
Ah,
glitch in the bracket where people were being written as a winner before the match even happened, just because the bracket's on the clock. So I'm just
huh.
checking. Yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure we have Iris versus Zisti first.
That is bizarre.
If we're currently running into a problem where they're not able to match up, I've seen this before. You might have to restart your game. I've run into a bug in the past where I'm no longer able to use these head-to-head stations. We'll just have to see in a moment. Hopefully, that's not what's going on though.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Iris on the Shaheen, Zisti on the Azucena. I'm trying to remember here. Iris with the incredible pressure. Zisti. Hold on, no, I'm remembering this wrong. Was Zisti on the Azucena?
Yes, this season
Yes.
on the Azucena,
Yeah.
and then Iris
Hmm.
on the Shaheen.
What is the option here against the Shaheen? This is going to be a tough game plan. Oh well, I mean, if we can't get the match started, it's kind of moot.
Yeah, it looks like the biggest matchup currently is
Yeah.
getting it started.
So the matching bug is something that's come up sometimes. My honest solution is restart your game. That's all I've got. Uh, yeah, because it's not matching them up right now. Um, I actually had it so bad once. I had a Polaris crash, and then I had to restart my full computer before the matching bug went away. So,
Mhm.
yeah, maybe if Zisti and Iris just want to quit out, come back, and we'll give it another shot and see if we can get them back in.
For sure, for sure.
Oh, they are the next match. There are no other matches, so we just have to wait on them. So let's let's just hold on the fort while they do that.
Sounds good, brother. So how have you felt about the level of gameplay thus far compared to the previous ones you've seen?
Well, you can take a look right away, and you can see something that we never saw at the start of these band tournaments is that players are actually recognizing and punishing things on block. Because in the past, what would happen is if something was unsafe on block, all they were really getting was like they would just trade turns, they wouldn't trade damage. But now you're seeing things like hell sweeps get launched. You're seeing things like I actually saw forward 3-2 from Reyna get ducked and launched too, which was really impressive in one of those matches. So players are starting to become more aware of situations in which they get guaranteed damage, and also becoming a little more aware of situations in which they have to take a guess, like against Reyna's forward 2, where you have to guess high mid afterwards.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I have been noticing that as well. And I'm seeing, even though it's not very apparent, but I'm seeing a lot more patience from players as well, being at certain ranges because they know, sometimes your character can feel stubby when you're trying to hit somebody who's moving around a lot. And
Yes.
so you got to be patient in those situations.
You did see that from Eldritch Snail a lot. Like Eldritch Snail was really putting the patience in when it was supposed to, and kind of like letting things kind of letting people attack into them so that they could get counter hits or block punishes or whiff punishes, which is just very interesting. Learning to kind of not panic when you're playing.
Yeah, for sure. Super important skill because remember, you don't really have to be pressing all the time. You can just block and force them to do lows and then read one of their lows, take your turn, and then just put them in the blender.
That is correct. That is correct.
If you're sharp enough, you actually never have to just worry about just blocking permanently, just holding back and frustrating your opponent.
Yeah, I mean it's honestly blocking now it's a little less powerful in Tekken 8 because of chip damage, but it always has been a strong technique in Tekken because what are they gonna do? They're gonna do a low? Well lows are pretty risky, so as soon as you see your opponent is willing to take those risks, you have an opportunity to really punish them.
For sure.
Okay, so looks like Zisti is restarting their game. Iris is holding tight. All right, no. He hasn't restarted the game. They're still in the lounge. So, well, we'll see what the choice is. Oh, geez.
What's going on?
Just no connection whatsoever. So the matchmaking bug is with something that happens in lounges where players can sit at a computer and they will no longer be able to connect to the matchmaking server, even though the game says they are. What'll happen is in the bottom corner, it'll constantly loop the little green Earth symbol on your screen when you're in the pending waiting mode, and at the bottom the text will just say connecting to server, and then it'll loop back searching for opponent connecting to server over and over. One thing
That
you
is
can do to
strange.
work around it,
Hmm.
though, is you can host a player match lobby. That is a possibility because I found that the player match lobby circumvents that completely by skipping through over the matchmaking server.
Ah, okay, so that's the workaround, yeah?
Yeah, you just have to make sure that the person who's spectating is in there first, so that they have a chance to actually see the match.
Yeah, looks like we might have to just opt for that route. Yeah, and it looks like they're resetting their games. That's what it seems to be like.
That'll probably work it out because that's always worked for me. But if not, I mean, the worst case scenario is we can do the private lobby thing. It is a solution. It is an option. But
For
hey, this is what
sure.
happens. Small team, small budget, small indie game. These things happen.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta give these games a break, man. It's a small team working round the clock to make sure that we get Tekken.
Even smaller team now that Bandai Namco is attempting to lay off 200 people this week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The classic
It's
tale of
it's too crowded. They want to bring the passion back into the game, and they notice some people are lacking that passion. So here we are.
Oh no, it's more than that. They lost a ton of money off of Blue Protocol completely collapsing. They tried to put all their money into a Genshin Impact competitor, which, I mean, the market's already flooded. There was no real space for a competitor, and the collapse of that game has cost them like millions and millions and millions.
That is so silly. That is so
It's very
silly.
unfortunate. It's why you see a big push in Tekken 8 for the monetization. They actually rushed out the Tekken store where you could buy costumes. Came out a month earlier than it was planned to, apparently. And the push for that kind of get the shop in on ASAP was because they needed to show return on investment immediately because of the damage from Blue Protocol.
Yeah, I can see that coming into play, especially the with the gaming climate of the industry right now, and it being a lot about monetization and making sure everything is profitable instead of being just a good game that people want to throw money at.
Tough situation.
Yeah,
Um, Hopefully it doesn't damage Tekken too much in the long run. There was that kerfuffle with the stage. That Tekken team has come around and has issued an apology. They've promised us that the next stage that's coming up, the next stage will be free for people who have the season's pass, which we appreciate. But what I would love to see is for the next season pass to be a character and stage pass together, even if that costs a little more.
yeah. It seems like they recently issued an apology and are trying to make amends in that regard. I saw a post on Reddit mentioning that the next stage is going to be included with season pass, which is ridiculous. It should have always been included. It's like people are supporting your game upfront with their money, and them not getting something that is expected out of fighting games to give you with a purchase of a character.
It was unexpected, right? The fact that it was unexpected made it feel so much worse because we were sitting there like if I don't know if we had started out with like maybe I hate the suggestion because I hate these tiered pass systems, but if we had been clear because there was one pass that was characters and one pass that was characters and stages, then we would have known it was coming. No one would have freaked out. The fact that the last stage was free and this stage was costing us money, everyone felt blindsided and blindsided for a bad reason. That's why it blew up.
As they rightfully should, because practices like these are uncommon in this space because you expect the stage to be accompanied with the character. And when a company suddenly tries to push the envelope like Apple, who take out features rather than introduce new ones, you end up blindsiding people because you don't have the reputation of Apple, unfortunately.
That's right. That's right. You don't have the following.
Yeah, exactly. So you really got to have like people foaming at the mouth for your product to be able to pull stuff like that. And if you're already on thin ice for your recent behaviors, it's not going to fly well with the community.
Not at all. Oh, hey Mo, check this out. We have a guest in the lounge. I didn't notice. In the corner
Oh,
there,
yeah.
top left, I see. Is that Kiryu Kazama?
Get ready for the next
Pretty sure I saw
battle.
Kiryu up there.
Kiryu Kazama.
Is that his last name? Kiryu-chan.
Ah, okay.
Dame Dane. Does that ring any bells?
Unfortunately, it does not, sir.
Oh, our man Mo has never played Yakuza. All good, because we've actually gotten into the match now. About time.
All right. Azucena versus Shaheen.
I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a high-pressure, high-action match. Let's see what goes down. Immediately approaching with the jabs. Wants to put that pressure on and hits the forward 2. Sorry, forward 3. This is the big launcher for Azucena. Iris is answering right back with his own pressure, sidestep into that mid-heat engager, and going straight for the guard break.
All right, we're back to the guard break action. I like it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. If nobody learns to duck that guard break, Iris is going to be unstoppable. Okay, very nice down 1 from Zisti. Now, it's actually like -2 on block, but it looks plus, and so it makes for a great pressure tool.
Look at him recognizing that he's had enough of the guard break. He's going to duck and switching over to the mid to close out the round. That's really good awareness from Iris.
This is great from Iris, because you remember previously Iris was happy to just like let 3 guard breaks rip in a row, which was good against Mudcat, who was never ducking. But in this situation against Zisti, who will duck sometimes, you're doing honest-to-God mix-ups and making Zisti's life hell.
Yeah, for sure. That's good to see. And immediate launch, because Zisti tried to go into stance and neutral, just like you recommended he should, but he got launched for it, fortunately.
That's too bad. It's because going to stance in neutral is only good against an opponent who's turtling as a bit of a way to open him up. In this case, Iris is not turtling whatsoever. Iris is putting you through the blender. So you can't be doing that. You can't be doing a slow entry thing. You need to be doing your pokes. The thing Zisti did, like frame 1 of round 1, was dash up jab. That's the kind of idea you need against an opponent like this. You want to tame them by doing your fast moves, your pokes, and keeping them in check. And as soon as I say dash up jab, Iris sidesteps the jab.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Maybe I should stop giving advice, because clearly Iris is listening to it and just taking advantage. Oh, trade on the guard break, so they both get knocked over.
All right, we're in heat now. Okay? The slide is just difficult to deal with, man. This requires a specific punish, and even when you do punish it, it's all gray health, so the other person can just get it back.
Yep. Makes it a very useful tool. Did you see that sidestep hop hit? Like, what a way to punish them from using linear moves.
Yeah, the Tekken fundamentals coming out of Iris are impressive to watch, because sidestepping stuff, this comes in later, but it looks like he feels comfortable enough to start implementing them into his game plan right away.
Small drop on that would have been a great spike to keep the combo going, but oh my god, recognizes the pressure and goes straight into Rage Art.
Oh, I think he had this Rage Art in mind for the past, 30 seconds, because if you didn't notice, he wasn't pressing any buttons. I think he was just looking for his moment to press that Rage Art button.
Yeah, he knew exactly. And that was really smart. He did it right after Heat Smash. Azucena after Heat Smash, the only way she can frame trap Rage Art is by doing her up forward 1+2 command grab, or by just blocking out of stance. Oh, good use of the down 1+2. Actually reached really far there, so now you get a mix-up.
Oh, look at the awareness from Iris, the spacing awareness to go for that immediate hop pick, knowing that the attack whip from Azucena.
Yeah, that was really, really smart. This is very strong showing. The amount of sidestep Iris is getting away with is incredible, but Azucena is a pretty linear character. So if Azucena survives this, Zisti's going to have to start using forward 4-4 or the Heat Smash, which on Azucena has incredible tracking for some reason.
Yeah, Iris is looking super sharp on those punishes. I don't think I've seen Zisti get away with anything, throwing out anything that's punishable. Iris is just on top of making sure he gets his free damage whenever a punishable move does come out of Zisti.
Yeah, that was just a power play. It was sidestep the linear moves and launch them. It was block and jab punish, and then once he got an offense, he just loops it. I think Iris just I had too much going on that time. But GG's, well played to both of them. I do love seeing the Azucena out there, and like I was saying, Azucena is a quite linear character, so you have to learn to use your forward 4-4 and your forward 4-4-3 mix up there to try and prevent people from stepping. You kind of got to do that instinctively when someone's putting pressure on you because they might sidestep at any point. But other than that, I mean, geez, that game was just it was just Shaheen mode. What can you say?
Yeah, yeah, and I'd say that's a good note on what Tekken fundamentals are. It's about the movement. It's about forcing a whiff. It's about when you have your turn, you keep your turn for
Yep.
as long as possible.
Now the match we have coming up after this, because that was the first of two, it was only semifinals. It's the next match that is going to be losers final. So the next match is going to be first to three. It's going to be Iris versus Failren. Now these are two players from the same hometown. Although I'm not sure if Failren's come out to the local to meet Iris because they're not always there at the same time, so they might not know each other. But it's going to be a Shaheen versus a Jun. Now Shaheen, offensive powerhouse, Jun, defensive powerhouse. Interesting matchup. I want to see how they make it work. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think Iris is just going to stick to his game plan of using that guard break to open his opponent up whenever he gets a heat engager, and that he gets so much damage out of just those mix-ups. He's just so good at reading people because I think he's coming from other fighting games as well, so he's aware of the concept of when people like to do certain things, and he takes
That's
full
right.
advantage of that.
That's right. Ira's a Street Fighter player from my memory, seeing him at the Friday Street Fighter brackets frequently. Um, in this situation, Failren's going to have to find a way to check the sidestep, use moves that are safe and have a bit of tracking. With Jun, I don't know what that is. Mo, you want to tell us? How does Jun check sidestep left? Or
Oh,
sidestep right?
Jun, you really don't want to be stepping Jun. She has plus on block, her forward 4 plus on block homing move. Plus, she also has the 4-4-3, which Jun players want to be using anyways in neutral. So it's really difficult to just sidestep Jun. And she has her down forward 3, which is probably, I'd say, a contender for the best homing move in the game. Incredible range, knockdown on hit. No combo on counter hit, but it doesn't matter. For what it does, it is a workhorse of a move.
Okay, so Failren's going to want to find those moves and make use of them, but he's also going to have to find the instances to use them because it's really tricky to see sometimes. Iris will put on pressure, and then once you've blocked a move, will immediately sidestep. So you need to recognize and be able to take your turn immediately. Like we were saying earlier about you have to recognize situations to make choices faster. You're going to have to recognize quickly what situation you could use that homing move in and just throw it out.
Okay, we see Iris immediately going in for his pressure, just waiting, seeing if Failren whiffs, but Failren not biting. Look at that, he just does not miss his punishes, does he?
That's exactly right. Honestly, must have been practicing them and is just ready to put them out whenever he blocks something that's punishable.
Alright, good awareness from Iris, knowing that he's blocking in a lot and opting to go for the slide out of that mix-up.
Pressure is suffocating, and there's that mid-heat engager. What's the mix-up? Oh, for two.
Excellent,
Finish.
not showing his hand early, going into the guard break, he just opts for a mid.
Working very strong. Look at this. This is very small tech.
Yeah, Iris is super aware of the risk reward in certain situations, which makes it so that he's never taking too much risk whenever he's going for his offense.
Forward 2 as a keep-out move is a huge risk, but look at the payoff.
Ooh. Yeah, you mostly just want to be using that as a whiff punch because it is launch punishable on block.
Well, never forget, though, that you can finish it with that extra follow-up button into a safe mid-mid. Unlike Asuka, Jun, I keep forgetting her name. Unlike Asuka, Jun can actually make her forward 2 safe, but yes, if she doesn't, it's launch punishable.
All right, look at that. Just not letting anything go. Everything's going to get punished. He's going to get his free damage, whether you like it or not.
Yep. Unfortunately, dropped the combo in the 4-2 traded, but yeah, between this exchange of small Tekken and pokes, it looks like Iris is getting the best of it. Managing to nail every punish, get that small amount of damage, and mixing up between those low and mid pokes takes a toll.
Yeah, just a dominant display of Tekken, even if it's low rank, the ideas he's implementing are very high level, and they'll take him far if he sticks with the game, for sure.
Absolutely will. Absolutely will. Because as soon as you blink, you look up, you're like, wait, why is 60% of my health gone? I have not been launched once. And it was just that down forward one, that down three, that slide. It adds up so quickly.
Yeah, for sure. And look at him go for the spacing, knowing the other person's gonna mash, goes into the guard break, realizing that they are too scared to duck at this point.
It was huge, though. There was a massive whiff punish. So, Heat Burst, when you do it, you can cancel Heat Burst by hitting back so that you don't do the attack and don't whiff. But you can't, technically, you can't block during Heat Burst at all. So even if you do back, if someone has a long-range move, they can punish you. And that's exactly what Iris did with a super long-range Punisher. That was really impressive.
Yeah, great display of Tekken. But Failren has adapted to some of the situations Iris has been putting him in. I saw a lot less punishable moves being thrown out. Oh my god, the mic score say that. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, if they don't know, you know, Tekken's a game of do they know? Oh, did you see that forward two go under a high?
Oh my goodness, the evasion on this character, man.
Yeah. And look at this.
Iris is now recognized. He's not blocking low at all. He's going for more of the riskier slides.
He did the slide, and then he did two mids in a row. It feels like he'll do one big low. Oh, big punish there. It feels like he'll do one big low to try and scare them into blocking low, and then he'll do two mids just to take them out.
Yeah. One thing Iris should absolutely work on is doing the slide neutral. It is such a strong mix-up tool. It makes the other person think twice about challenging your approach. And so you should always start in a slide from half a screen.
Nice throw, Failren, working on the comeback right here. Forward 2 is not being punished, so Iris generally super strong with a punishment, but not against forward 2, which could give Failren a huge advantage if he keeps using it.
Oh, no punish this time. Super uncharacteristic.
Oh, burning the heat immediately. Let's see if that is going to be costly.
Oh, I thought the Razor was coming out, and look at that slide to take the round. And
it's going to do
2-0.
it. Okay, 2-0, but we're not done because this is losers finals. Therefore, it's first to 3. So Failren still has a chance to adapt here and kind of turn it around.
All right, I'm rooting for him. I saw some changes being made. Not enough, though, unfortunately. This time, I'm guessing he's going to think about some of the situations he's getting hit out of, especially after he does a punishable move. He's just put into a 50-50 situation, which is just brutal for him, especially because he has to deal with that slide and some of those nasty mids Shaheen has out of his chances.
Slide is so strong at this level. If people don't know how to block and float it, you can get away with so much. Because you're getting, like, what, 36 damage per slide? And then Oki?
Yeah, the rewards Shaheen gets for playing Tekken the right way are just amazing.
Yep. Okay, here we go. The infinite stage. Could this make a difference?
We'll just have to see. It's all a game is facing now.
Oh, Iris just got a punish on forward 2, so that tool is a little more risky now.
Look at Iris go with the small Tekken, man. This is incredible to watch.
Wow, and even then, the heat engager caught Failren trying to sidestep left, so it's just making it tough for Failren to move, making it tough for Failren to press, dick jab to finish it out. Like, this is classic.
He is just suffocating Failren, and it is honestly kind of hard to watch because even I don't know when to press. Iris is doing a really good job with changing up his offense and keeping you guessing.
But you saw there, Iris was threatening the crouch mix-up from about half screen, and Failren just pressed forward too. He was like, you know what, I see you crouching, I disrespect it, and you got a launch for it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you absolutely should be using that to slide mix-up, because slide puts the other person on guard. The threat of the slide puts the other person on guard where they're not actively thinking about offense anymore. They're thinking about blocking your slide.
Which makes it so much stronger. Oh, another whiff. Could this be it?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, you can see where Heat Burst has some weaknesses, where it's about a mid-range there if the person's stepping. It's no longer get an out-of-jail-free card, and against an opponent who can actually move and run around the arena, it becomes a pretty risky option.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, big whiff, and gets a small punish for his troubles.
Okay, going into the Hell Sweep. I felt like I saw that one coming. I still would have gotten hit though, let's be honest.
Ooh, gets the
interesting.
float, but doesn't convert it into a combo, unfortunately.
Oh, did they press? They did not. Unfortunately,
Oh
you
my
can't punish like
God.
that with Jun. She needs what punish does she need to use at
It's
I-15?
down back 1-1, 1+2.
Got it. Down back 1-1-1+2. Unfortunately, that'll be it. Missing that punish will cost them the round and the game.
All right, really strong showing by Iris, and Failrun did an amazing job as well. There's some slight adjustments that could be made to Jin gameplay, but I think they're on the right track. They're using the right stuff with Jin. It's just her homing moves. You have to be using those. Not even if you worry that the opponent's going to sidestep, but they're just so good in general. It doesn't even matter that they're home. That's just a added plus that they're homing as well.
So use them as a general poke. I totally feel you.
They are so good.
All right, well played to both of you. Jeez, Iris is on a tear. Is anyone going to be able to stop him? Well, let's see, because we're moving on to grand finals here against GPU. Shout out to Iris, shout out to Failren, coming out to the local on Wednesday. We got tons to practice. We've got people to practice with, so we better see you there, okay? But GG's, that was all solid.
All right, it is now the raid boss versus the oil prince. Who will come out on top? Because GPU has been a raid boss. His gameplay reminds me of a raid boss status gameplay. He has been relentless with his offense. He has been mixing up his choices. This is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one to see who's going to win.
It's going to be very, very interesting. I am looking forward to it. That Brian. Now, Brian, being a character with all those counter hit options and Knee's preferred character for the God of Tekken, I could see him making some trouble counter hitting Iris out of things. But honestly, Iris's his offense has been so tight, barely any gaps, just small pokes here and there. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced GPU can do it. Because this is grand finals and Iris is coming from the loser side, he's going to have to hit a reset if he wants to win, right?
Yeah, and it's not just Iris's offense. His defensive options have been stellar so far. He's actually using sidestep. He's using his spacing to his advantage. He's whiff punishing. So if at this point, I think both of these players understand their character's pressure. It's about who is better at defending against the other person's pressure.
Yep, absolutely. Who is going to be able to understand when that down forward one has a sidestep after it, so you don't want to mash a linear button and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting.
For sure, for sure.
All right, we're heading to New York, the stage that has been redone this summer for the Nike collab, so get your product placement in.
All right, it is the Cyborg versus the Oil Prince. What a matchup! What a place!
I can't believe that this Chipotle shirt is actually making me think about going to Chipotle. Advertisement works, folks.
I'm way ahead of you. My Chipotle is right on the way.
Nice. I gotta go do that. Oh, there it is. Guard break. Iris going right into Iris mode. Here it is.
Oh my god, he's crazy with it. Just does the classic rule of 2-1. You know, do it twice and then mix it up.
That's right. No, that was incredible. It's like, is he going to do it again? He wouldn't do it again, and he didn't. I can't believe this. And Mo, check this out. Both players are on 11 wins. I was just going to say. It's just a funny thing that they're about to end each other's win streak.
All right, let's see who stands and who falls. Is it going to be a draw, or is one going to come out on top? Look at that, like the Brian pressure. Now Iris is having trouble dealing with it.
Oh, but he gets the heat engager.
Oh.
My goodness, this is an absolute tight match. I am speechless. I don't know what's coming next. And oh, did you see that? Did you see the spacing trap? The mid, but the pushback was so strong that Iris's attempt to jab punish whiffed.
Yeah, that's a safe move, unfortunately. You can't really punish that.
Man, that was incredible to see. Okay, small sidesteps in neutral, but still the sidestep gets caught by the delayed quarter circle back one, and as a counter hit, it's a launcher.
It has nothing to do with the delay. That tracks to the right. You have to sidestep it left.
No way, really?
Yeah.
What a pain.
Look at Iris making the adjustments on floater combos. That is really good game sense from him.
Care.
Oh, he's getting misinputs. I noticed that. He's trying to do something else, but he got something else out.
Well, that was an incredible whiff punish on the hotkick. Using your rage like that is extremely good because you're going to get a bunch of health back and you're going to reset the situation to neutral. 1 second ago, GPU was in a situation where they're like one mix-up from losing. Now they're one mix-up from winning.
Yeah, I mean, any punish is a good punish. I wouldn't really consider a Rage Art with punish, especially when the other person's on that much health optimal. But that being said, just getting something is better than getting nothing, and that's what.
You have to look at how much health they get back with that Rage Art. When you see the button, especially if you're not sure if it's going to be like a string or something, using the Rage Art means you can absorb the next hits of the string and still get the whiff punish. And he got back like 15-20 health, which means they were back to equal health bars afterwards.
Oh my goodness, Iris is starting to show a bit of nerve. He's dropping a lot of these inputs.
It's the Grand Finals curse.
Big launcher from GPU going for that Oki mix, getting the knockdown from the hatchet, putting Iris in a tough spot.
This is basically Iris getting a taste of his own medicine. GPU just using that small Tekken little mix-ups, a lot of damage.
And look at that, GPU takes first blood. Iris has fallen. Will he be able to adapt in the next round? We'll just have to see.
Oh, I can't wait. This has been so good.
Yeah, it looks like the nerves are hitting Iris hard because he's been dropping some inputs. I'm noticing stuff coming out that you don't see players use as moves. And I'm guessing that's because he's trying to do one thing and something else is happening.
Yeah, it can be a little tricky, especially with that weird charge input for the guard break, so it might be stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Alright, GPU opting to play keep out now, not really going in for his pressure immediately. That's minus 10, not minus 12, unfortunately.
Oh, no punish on that low, but still taking his turn back.
Yes, that low is only launch punishable if the Shaheen decides to go for a stance mix-up right after, even not on hit. But if you just block it raw, I think it's minus 12.
Right, okay. So it's one of those situations where the stance cancel can be extremely risky.
Yes.
Catch a kick doing work.
GPU is just an Ultra Instinct right now, knowing everything Iris is going to do and counteracting it with the right button.
Yeah, there were some solid options there where GPU was clearly trying to option select all of Iris's defensive options. Like you saw, 2 hatchet kicks in a row, and then after the hatchet kick, GPU did the homing move, thinking that Iris likes to sidestep, so might as well just put this out there anyways, and I could get a great reward for it, even if it's blocked, it's fine.
Yeah, for sure. And GPU just putting on that pressure and not letting off the gas pedal, eventually wearing Iris down.
Hatchet kick is so strong for that, goodness. Do you know what Shaheen has for a punish against hatchet kick?
I mean, you just have to go for his generic standing punish, right? I think it's like 3-3 where he does a double kick.
Fair, okay, no launch then.
That knocks down, no launch, but he gets a knockdown. That is still very valuable. Knockdowns, as we all know, limit the amount of options a player has against you. And so you always want to put him on the ground.
There's that Snake Eyes string from Brian, taking advantage of the heat, pushing all the way to the wall.
Yeah, and GPU's offense completely paralyzes Iris, and it's making him afraid to press a button.
Iris is looking for that heat engager here because he knows if he lands the heat engager, he gets a bunch of health back.
Oh my god. Oh my. This man just did it. He is just on another level right now.
He's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, just read the fact that Iris is getting impatient and had his finger on the Rage Art button.
100%. You could see it. You could see Iris needed that damage as the time was ticking down, and so tried doing that full screen slide just because, you know, it's a good way of getting that damage when you kind of have a mix-up coming like that, but nope, GPU knew exactly what he was doing.
Hey, listen, man, he's an Ultra Instinct right now. He knows what Iris is about to do even before Iris knows what he's about to do. It's just crazy to see.
Yeah, I got mixed too. If that was me, I got mixed.
I don't know about that, but, you know.
No, I definitely did. Come on, that was really good. I got mixed.
I don't know about that, bro.
Okay, so 2 for GPU, descended to subconscious, a really cool looking level. Let's see if Iris can make something happen, because I fully believe Iris can, seeing the absolute nightmare Iris put onto other people last game.
Okay, we're opting for strings and goes for a high crush move this time. That actually is plus on block. Oh, see, another misinput. The nerves are just getting in his way right now, but doesn't matter. He gets the float into the round win.
Yes, that was a fantastic use of the heat smash to break the hard floor. This really is a good stage for Shaheen because of that.
All right, look at that. Just sneaking the snake edge, testing Iris's reactions, but the hop kick won't work out, unfortunately.
Looks like Snake Edge is going to be the name of the game for this one.
GPU understands this is a tournament, and he's going to rob you whether you like it or not. He's going to use that snake edge if he notices you are not noticing it.
Finishing the full Snake Eyes string for that damage. That is a really tough string to deal with because in the open, you cannot punish it. It's basically
Yeah, it's
a
minus
safe
10.
5 hit. Yeah, both huge pushback. Okay, playing a bit of neutral. Players putting some buttons out there. You
I
notice
wonder if Shaheen... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if Shaheen still has the magic 4, like he used to before.
Oh, yeah, good question. I don't know. Oh, look at that. It's a hop kick.
Yeah, the modern hop kick, super evasive, crushes highs, beats lows. Only thing you can do against is mids. Oh, I wouldn't. Oh, okay. The guard break goes unpunished, fortunately for Iris.
But, I mean, good play by GPU ducking it. It's going to make Iris think twice about using it again, but if I were Iris, I would just let it rip again. To hell with it.
Ooh, big launch into the combo. GPU is just on another level and is on game point now.
Yeah, GPU is just making plays, making guesses, which you have to do in this game, and it's working out for him.
Okay, what's for breakfast? Goes for a frame trap, not getting punished for letting that string rip, but it's only minus 10, so you have to know that.
Nice. Not exactly a punish because GPU didn't finish it, but still good to take his turn right after those down forward ones.
Yeah, Iris needs to make the adjustment because GPU is just blocking mids. He needs to start going low.
Nice throw break.
Oh, the highway robbery, man.
You love to hate to see it. Oh, so close. Oh, the hatchet kick's gonna do it. That's gonna be it. GPU is going to be your BAN, bracket about nothing, Tekken Beginner Tournament number 7 champion.
Wait, isn't that the second game? Or am I wrong?
Is that? I think that was it. I think that was 3.
Oh, okay. Must have been
Hold on, let
3.
me check. There were 2 in New York, and then 1 in the 2 in New York and 1 in the big open Descent into Subconscious.
Oh, I didn't even notice them go back to start a new set because you can only play 2,
Yep.
right?
That's right. It was so fast.
Okay. That's fair. Well, good games, GPU. You outperformed and you played like the best of them, and you thrived and survived.
It was very impressive. Big shout out to Iris as well. That ended up just being a game of who could weather the storm of offense more. And GPU was making some huge choices there, ducking at just the best moments and really making it work.
Yeah, and I think one thing that was really in GPU's favor was not being afraid to use his lows, make Iris, and Iris really wasn't ducking, and I think he caught on to that before Iris caught on to the fact that GPU wasn't ducking, and I think that made the world of difference in who won, who took that match, and who didn't.
You're right. You're definitely right. You'll notice too, if you watch how both of them were winning their respective matches, is they were making these defensive choices, and that really paid off. For Iris, his previous games, his defensive choices frequently to put a little pressure and then to sidestep and whiff punish after the sidestep. And for GPU, it was to just correctly duck when he was supposed to. And just shows it shows the benefit of not always pressing buttons and instead thinking about what your opponent is doing.
That is correct, and sometimes the monk wins out at the end in Tekken because people will throw stuff at you, and they'll eventually throw something out that they weren't supposed to, and that's your moment. That's your chance. Take it and you run with it.
Yep. All right. Iris still sitting at the cab. Just to make sure he knows that was 3. That was a solid 3. Very, very, very well done. We're just gonna see now if we want to pull GPU in for an interview. Let's just wait and find out where GPU is at. Any second now, and we'll say hi to your winner as soon as he comes in. GPU, congratulations. Great showing. How are you feeling right now?
I am feeling sweaty.
Sounds about right.
I was just I was just messaging Iriz in the other channel. I've literally never played that defensive in any of my other matches.
Yep.
It I was surprised how fast I kind of picked up on Shaheen. You don't really see him much in the purple ranks, or at least I don't. So I'm feeling pretty stoked. Can't lie.
Yeah, you did
I
really
mean,
good catching when he was going to duck and catching when he was going to sidestep. It was a solid display.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my goodness. And here I
I
was
mean,
warming up, getting my ass kicked in quick match.
Classic.
I noticed that you recognized he wasn't blocking low too often, so you started going for those hatchet kicks more. But I also noticed the other way around where you weren't blocking low at all, and Iris failed to recognize the fact that he needed to start going low, and that just that was a decider right then and there. Who picked up on the other person's habits and who didn't?
Yep.
Absolutely. That was I it took me a minute to kind of realize, like, after two snake edges that connect really solidly, you start to recognize it. And you know, I forget who it was, but the Feng Wei I played earlier, he definitely was laser focused on the fact that I wasn't very good at that. And so I was happy to make it out of that, and yeah, I don't remember if I lost any this run at it, but I feel like a freaking winner. Tell you what.
It was absolutely solid. It was absolutely solid. Now, GPU, tell us, are you coming over to Tekken from another fighting game, or is this your first?
Well, I started in Guilty Gear Strive when it first came out. I played for like a year and then just sort of pittered out of it. And then my good friend Victor Bravo, shout outs, also had a good run.
That's great.
He got into Guilty Gear as well, and all of a sudden we're just like really into fighting games. Um, and you know, Tekken 8 came out, and I said, "Hey, that looks kick ass. Let's give it a go." And yeah, that's I decided that it feels a little bit better to me than Guilty Gear does. I don't know why. I think it's the sort of back and forth, left and right, whereas Guilty Gear is all about pressure. Um,
hmm
and yeah, that's why I'm here today.
It's definitely a different feel. I've always felt that Guilty Gear for me, it was confusing trying to figure out when I could actually get out of block strings and how to get pushed back and spend my resources making space again to play neutral. The back and forth attack is kind of clear, and I mean, you took great advantage of it, seeing when your opponent wanted to take their turn and kind of just like catching them out with things. Even watched you at one point using quarter circle back one to go under Aris's jab and get a punish. It was all very very cool.
Yeah, I picked Brian because he they have the like the fighting style next to everyone, and I'm seeing like, oh, Mishima this, or like Goku Super Saiyan. I don't know, but then it's like kickboxing. Okay, yeah, I get that. I understand that. Let me figure that out. So I've been maining him since I started.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, we'll,
hilarious to
we'll agree
hear.
with you there, right? It makes visual sense.
Yeah, it's like you got robots flying around, and then you got like I don't even know, an exorcist, a fruity exorcist throwing arrows at you, and then you have
Yeah,
Brian.
any character that can launch you with a backflip, I just have no idea what the hell to do. It's it's a struggle.
Like, what is that? What is that move?
I
Oh,
yeah.
that's him one?
Oh,
We're
I
talking about the hop kick. We're talking about the hop
Oh,
kicks
the
here.
hop kick in general. Oh yeah, the Shaheen hop kick is notorious for that. He just turns into a Beyblade and goes upwards, and next thing you know, you're in the air and juggle.
yeah. For a minute, I think I'm playing Street Fighter or something. It's kind of wacky ass.
Exactly, exactly. All right, well,
Yeah.
fantastic showing. And so we're making it official. GPU, you are hereby banned from entering any of the future Tekken 8 tournaments here at BAN. Congratulations on graduating. That's your gift. You are banned.
This shit.
Yep. No, no, that's the name of the game. You beat this tournament, you are no longer allowed to come back. But it was really, really nice having you.
Hell yeah! Thanks for having me. I'm glad I could make it on my first run through.
You're so welcome. Do you wanna? Is there anywhere that you want people to follow you and keep up with your progress in fighting games? Do you stream anywhere? Do you tweet any of your tech?
Oh God, no.
Excellent. You're just gonna be just like me and Mo, classic nose down.
Yeah, you can look out for me at Frosty Faustings next year, but otherwise, no.
Sounds good. We're gonna keep our eyes open at Frosty Faustings for the Chipotle Brian wrecking the competition.
Oh yeah.
Chipotle, baby!
Oh yeah.
I'm actually
Classic.
looking at it's open till 10 tonight. So do I go down? Oh God.
It's not too late,
Advertising.
man. You gotta get yourself a burrito after that showing. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Advertising is
Chipotle
working.
Brian himself is telling you to go, man. You gotta go.
I'm getting the salt chips and the extra guac. It's gonna be ridiculous. Oh man! All right. Well, congratulations again. I just want to give a quick shout out to all the players who showed up tonight. Extremely impressive. The last 3 matches there, this match, the losers finals, the losers semi, were all extremely tight and like fun to watch. I'm very impressed with the way players are learning and the way the meta is evolving in this game. Congrats, everyone. Shout out to BAN for Squill to put this on, Moga to host the stream. Really appreciate everyone. My name is Gilles. I'm here with Mo. You can find me over on Twitter at _VFGC, where we tweet once in a while about our Victoria local, the tournaments we have, and the little casuals we run. Mo, have you made a Twitter yet?
No, sir. Absolutely haven't.
No Twitter from Mo. Okay. All good though, because we can just find you back here, which is the regular spot for us to hang out and chat about the Tekken 8 beginner brackets. There's a couple
Yeah,
of
you can.
events coming up
Mhm.
this week. Let's see here. We got Grand Blue Open tomorrow. It's an open tournament for everyone. There's a Strive Beginners BAN tournament. That's going to be next Tuesday. Darkstalkers, just in time for Halloween. That's Vampire Saviors. That's coming up on Thursday, the 24th. And there's an intermediate tournament for Tekken, not for Tekken, an intermediate tournament for Street Fighter 6. You're going to be seeing that on Friday. So, if anybody wants to participate in any of those, keep your eyes open. But apart from that, I want to give everyone a big thank you. And Mo, you got anything to say for yourself?
Well, block the hell sweep, man. That's all I gotta. Not the hell sweep. Sorry, just block the snake edge, please.
Yeah.
It hurts me. I got a bald patch watching that. Please.
All right, everybody,
Do
you
it.
listen to your Uncle Mo, okay? He's still young. You don't want to make him go bald before he gets married, okay? Block the snake edge.
Block the snake edge, please.
Oh, thank you so much.
And
everybody.
always, yeah, and I'll get plenty of nutrients. Launch the Mishima Flash Punch and block the snake edge.
Exactly that. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us. We're going to sign off the stream there. Bye.
Peace out.